Hey guys, welcome to Bastion Time. I am your host Bastion. This is Nintendo News. Let's get to that news, shall we? First of all, Breath of the Wild hasn't even been out for like a week. Well, it has been out for a little more than a week at this point, and people are already speedrunning it in under 2 hours. That's insane to me. Of course, you're missing basically all of the fun of the game if you're trying to speedrun, and if I'm going to be 100% honest with you guys, I kind of don't get speedrunning. I don't understand why it's that fun to watch, to be honest with you, or that fun to do. I mean, old school games I kind of enjoy seeing speedrun because, like, you have to time everything perfect. I mean, I'm sure that's true of new games too, but I just like to enjoy the game for the purpose of its purpose. That sentence made no sense, but Breath of the Wild, the whole point of Breath of the Wild is exploration and discovering stuff on your own, which is why I'm avoiding all spoilers if possible. And exploring takes time, so why speedrun a game that's all about exploration? I don't know, but some people out there like it, and you probably are some of those people, so I don't mean to poo all over something that you find enjoyable. It's just not for me. But, so that's why I'm not super... You'll notice I don't really report on speedrun stuff. I don't keep up on it unless there's some sort of controversy, like something about the personality behind the speedrunner or something like that. But I just thought it was interesting. The reason why I'm reporting on this one is because I thought it was so interesting that the game's only been out for a week, and people are already speedrunning it. That's just crazy to me. But anyways, if you want to watch that, there's a link down there for you. And speaking of Breath of the Wild... I don't know if I even want to talk about this because it's kind of... It's breaking the game, in my opinion, but somebody has discovered a glitch that allows you to have infinite stamina. And now, the whole point of having limited stamina is so that you can't just climb to the top of every mountain right from the get-go. You have to increase your stamina meter and stuff like that, or have stamina potions. That's like half of the fun of having a stamina... Like, that's the whole reason why the stamina meter exists. So, the fact that there's a glitch that basically allows you to override the stamina meter is kind of unfortunate and a little annoying, but it exists. I purposely have not watched the video because I do not want to know, because I'm afraid I'll use it basically, and I don't want to be tempted. I just want to play the game for how it's meant to be played. So if you want to find out how to break the game and have infinite stamina, there's a link down there for you. Our next story is something that I thought we already knew, but it's being reported as if it's brand new news. And it's in a new article, so I guess we didn't already know this, but apparently Breath of the Wild's map is inspired by Kyoto, Japan. Not literally, it's not like, oh, well, there's a store here, so that's where the, this particular place in Breath of the Wild is. Not really like that. It's just that the person responsible for planning out the map of Breath of the Wild utilized real-world Kyoto as a way of thinking about things. So, for instance, he talks about how he was thinking, well, if I'm here in my office and I want to go to such and such restaurant, which I know from personal experience takes me X number of minutes to get there, or X number of minutes to ride a motorcycle there, then it will take this long to get there on foot, or this long to get there on horse, or whatever. So it's kind of interesting. If you want to read about how Kyoto inspired him, there's a link down there for you. Our next story is kind of silly, and it's about Mr. Miyamoto, and about the fact that the first time that he was presented a decently current build of Breath of the Wild, well, not even current, I think a prototype, a very early prototype of Breath of the Wild, the opposite of what I said, basically. The first time he was presented with that and found out you could climb trees, apparently he spent the next several hours just climbing every tree that they had in that demo, which strikes me as very Miyamoto, doesn't it? It's very eccentric, a little odd, but that's Mr. Miyamoto. Our next story is kind of a glitch in Breath of the Wild, but I can't imagine anybody doing this. And I mean, the only way that I could imagine this occurring is intentional, but basically, if you position your horse onto a spot that the game, when you can warp in the game, right? You already knew that. So you can teleport around based on towers that you've unlocked or shrines that you've unlocked on your map. Well, if you position your horse, well, first of all, I don't think you can get your horse up a tower, but if you position your horse on that pad that you teleport to in a shrine. And basically the only way I think this could work is if you're trying to teleport to the same shrine that you're already currently physically at, which, why would you do that? You wouldn't, I don't think. But in any case, all that preamble out of the way. If you position your horse where you will be teleported to, you will encounter a game-breaking glitch, which, well, not game-breaking, but basically you're going to have to reset the game. Because it tries to put Link in that same point, but there's a horse there which it's not expecting should be there, so it locks the game up. Soft locks it is the term that I've never heard before until now. But in any case, if you want to watch a video about that, there's a link down there for you. Our next story is about the fact that if you want to use CUCCOS as a weapon, you can. I don't want to talk too much about it because frankly I wish I hadn't already seen this video. I'm getting really annoyed about spoilers. Basically, I want to discover all of the multitude of features myself. I don't want videos coming up saying, oh, in case you didn't know, you can do this thing in the game. And it's like, well, I would have rather figured that out myself, thanks. That's part of the hazard of collecting these news stories, is scrolling through the news feeds about Breath of the Wild and then seeing all this stuff and then knowing about stuff before I want to know about it. Anyways, the point is, I'm not going to tell you how or in what way to do this, but if you want to watch a video about it, there's a link down there for you. Our final story for the day is about an app on your iPhone that is about Breath of the Wild, but no, it is not somebody trying to create a Breath of the Wild game app that's trying to trick you into thinking you can play Breath of the Wild on your iPhone. No. This is a complement to Breath of the Wild. It's basically how to make various recipes and whatnot. So if you want to have an app on your phone that can teach you about Breath of the Wild recipes, I personally don't. I'd rather just discover the recipes on my own, but maybe that's not true for you. You can use this app. There's a link down there for you. That's it for this episode of Nintendo News. See you guys in a couple days for more news. Bye, guys.